Discipline, the key to transforming your life. It was a cold December morning when Michael's alarm clock buzzed at 5 a.m., piercing the silence of his small apartment. For a moment, he hesitated, tempted to snooze it. The warm cocoon of his blanket begged him to stay. But Michael, now 28, had made a promise to himself. This time, he wasn't going to quit. Michael was no stranger to giving up. As a teenager, he had been full of dreams, starting a business, learning to play the guitar, running a marathon. But somewhere along the way, procrastination and lack of discipline had stolen his opportunities. He'd begin projects with fiery enthusiasm, only to abandon them at the first sign of difficulty. The pattern left him with a trail of half-finished goals and growing self-doubt. One evening, after another day of scrolling through social media and watching others achieve their dreams, Michael came across a video of an elderly man running his 100th marathon. The caption read, "Discipline beats motivation every time." Something about those words struck him. He had always waited for motivation to come, but what if discipline was the real key? He made a decision that night. He wrote down a single goal: to run his first marathon in 6 months. The next morning was the start of his new routine. At first, everything felt like a struggle. Waking up early, lacing his shoes, and stepping out into the freezing air were battles in themselves. His body protested as he jogged just half a mile before collapsing onto a park bench, gasping for air. "Why am I doing this?" he thought. But then he remembered the video. Discipline beats motivation. He set a simple rule for himself: show up no matter what. The weeks turned into months, and something incredible began to happen. The more Michael showed up, the easier it became. The 5 a.m. alarm was no longer an enemy, but a cue for action. His legs, once shaky and weak, grew stronger. There were days he didn't feel like running. Rainy mornings, sleepless nights, and even moments when self-doubt whispered, "You're not cut out for this." But Michael silenced those doubts with action. Discipline had become his armor. One evening, as he marked 18 miles on his training log, he realized something profound. It wasn't just about the marathon anymore. Discipline had seeped into every corner of his life. His apartment, once a chaotic mess, was now neat and organized. He started reading books he had always planned to. He even began eating healthier without forcing himself. The marathon day finally arrived. Standing at the starting line with thousands of other runners, Michael felt a wave of nervous excitement. He wasn't the fastest runner there, nor the most experienced, but he knew he had something many lacked: discipline. The race wasn't easy. At mile 20, his legs burned and exhaustion clawed at his resolve. But instead of giving in, he thought back to all those cold mornings, all those times he chose discipline over comfort. With a final burst of determination, Michael crossed the finish line. The crowd's cheers blurred into the background as he realized what he had truly achieved. It wasn't just about running 26.2 miles. It was about transforming his life. Years later, as a successful entrepreneur and author, Michael often shared his story with others. People asked him, "What's your secret?" He would smile and reply, "It's not about talent, luck, or even motivation. It's about discipline. Master it, and you can achieve anything."